Oh wow, take a look at this. So I'm back up on the White Cliffs of Dover. I came here about a year ago just to go for a walk. This is before I was even on YouTube, and ended up discovering some underground abandoned war tunnels. Went down there and everything obviously is pitch black, so I said I'd return with head torch. Got them in my bag. I'm off to find the tunnels again. Let's go explore. In hindsight, I probably didn't plan this very well, since today is supposed to be the hottest day on record in England. But at least I'm down by the coast and it should be a little bit breezier. I've got 2 bottles of water. I'm already sweating. Wish me luck. The tunnels were built in 1940, shortly after we evacuated Dunkirk during World War II. And then began the Battle of Britain. Hitler sent forces down straight over to Dover, and while the biggest sky battle in the world was going on, the Royal Air Force engineers were down here digging tunnels. It's one heck of a steep drop. Come see this. You wouldn't want to drop down there, would you? Let's get back to proper land, shall we? Before I slip. At least it's not a wet day. It's mad to think that less than 100 years ago, these shores were surrounded by German troops, sky and sea, while our soldiers were protecting us from inside the cliffs themselves. Now, this place is the embodiment of peace and tranquility. The tunnels I'm going to today were not the only tunnels created along the cliffs, obviously, as you can imagine. But shortly after the war they stopped using them, and then in about the 1960s, they filled most of them in, closed the doors and decided they were hazardous to the public, who were obviously going down there and in dangerous conditions. I can imagine health and safety were all over that. But if you look closely and you know where to look, you can see evidence of them all over the place. They're still there. You just got to find them. Some of the tunnels have actually still been kept open for the public, and you can pay quite a small fee to have a guided tour. 23 feet underground. How cool is that? So that funny dish shape you can see on the cliff there is not actually any entrance to a tunnel or anything. That's called one of the fan bay acoustic sound mirrors. So basically it's essentially an early radar system. They used them to amplify the sound of oncoming enemy ships and planes, and it would alert soldiers to their presence before you could even see them. Found myself a dandelion. I'm gonna make a wish. I'm just about to arrive at the entrance to the tunnels. For privacy's sake, I'm not actually going to show you the location, so I'll see you there in a second. God, it's hot. Okay, so I made it to the tunnels. This is the tiny entrance that we've got to get through. It looks like the ropes from last time are still there, so it should be a nice easy descent. Let me show you the way in. Alright, so before we go in, it's time to gear up. Got to put on a headlight, and face mask. Right, got my head torch, got my face mask. Let's get down this hole.
Tight squeeze. A lot darker than I remember it. It's quite a long way down. This bit is almost worth going on your bum for.
Down that way, it's a straight drop down to the beach. So I don't think I'll be going that way. This is the way I need to explore, and this is the way I didn't go last time, so
Mask's back on. Let's get going. Gonna actually duck to get down here.
follow, not anymore.
His mask is awkward. So that's the way we've just come from. There's no light going this way at all. I don't know how far on it's going to lead. Just hope my head torch doesn't run out of battery. So you just see all the markings on the walls where years and years ago it was all chopped up. And some more recent markings too. So we've got some cubicles here. Possibly toilets, maybe? Storage? Got some ventilation in it. Can't be sure what it was used for though. It's got these bolts on the wall here, so something was in these places. Possibly shelving. Oh wow. Take a look at this. Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, let's start going this way. Got an old ventilation shaft there. It's clearly of no use to us now. All this timber here that's fallen down, look at that. But these walls look stable. I mean, dripping with condensation. I don't know if you can see that. Found another room in here. The thing is, I don't know how stable everything is. That clearly people have been coming down here, so it can't be too bad. That looks like it's been blocked off. I don't know how much you can see, but there's piles and piles of dirt there. I wonder what this area was used for. It's got all of these wooden areas here that maybe were part of beds or maybe some benches. Oh look, there's There's a way through. Oh, some beautiful artwork. Oh, stairway. Hello. Obviously I have to go up. It's getting quite steep now. Ah, blocked off. Look, they fully walled it up and everything. Oh. Well, that's not used to anybody. Alright, let's keep exploring. So it looks like that way through there has actually looped us all the way round and back to this ventilation shaft here. So that's the way we came in. Which someone's diligently marked out for us. And you can see right at the end of the tunnel, there's the light. So let's explore this way. A couple of cubicles here. Another staircase. Let's see where this one goes to. Oh, off to another stairway. I don't know if you can see, but halfway up that stairway it was just smooth. So stairs disappear. I won't be able to climb up that. That's a shame. I sound like Darth Vader. Luke, I am your father. So that's the way we came in again. Looks like this whole thing is pretty small actually. I assume the stairways were ways back out of here to different entrances, different exits, but they're all blocked up now. So the way we've come in, that's the only way in or out from here. Which has made these tunnels incredibly tiny now. That's everything. So there's actually not very much to this place. It's basically just a loop. But it's incredible to see that the infrastructure is still here. And people are still coming down and using it to this day, even though they're not meant to. Exhibit A. It's unlikely you can see this on camera, but everywhere I'm going, there's just fine dust particles in the air, so I'm actually really glad I've still got this mask on. Don't want to be breathing that in. You have no idea what is still in that. Obviously there's the chalk from the cliffs, but I have no idea if there was ever any asbestos used down here, or, you know, how stale this air really is. Always better to be safe than sorry. Now that I've explored everything, the only thing left to do is get out of here, go and have some lunch, and walk back home. Join me next time on my next adventure.